I want peace. It seems that war is coming. I want to feast, yet I can't seem to stomach. I want increase, but in this dream things plummet. So I summon from within. Angels and demons like Dan Brown. If you angling and scheming, stand down. It's arranged scenes, man. Scripted, planned out, strange. We understand now how they ran the damn town. Came on land, handed out books, scriptural to literal. But if you question it, they got rid of you. Democrat, Republic, conservative, liberal. Who's ever tune you same party you attend is political. It's clear. They rather have you vote the queer way. Controls the confusion, use it a cavalier sway. Conspiracy theories get them for fear's sake. Most what they call history's merely hearsay. You offer salat or pray to them we'll pray. Since a lot of y'all woke, then let's hope this year make the year for a clear break. Angels language, devil's dialogue, anguish used to keep us languid within the tankage. Aim is to ensure we remain in language, brainless with no heart, cowards framed in anguish. This pain is tameless. I've earned the right to set ablaze the day and burn the night. I'm not an L-bait all day, nor bright burn, but I burn bright. Yearn to fight the lion, done learn to write. What you feed the line determines the appetite. Vibrate at my highest interference to the satellite. I think I've been little my whole life. I had to fight, got foreigners and aliens in my battle site. I'm more Anazazi than Nazarite. Most you bloggers are babblers and acolytes. Now they y'all act alike. Societies in the uproar, our people still bickering amongst each other as if the world isn't listening. Division is the tradition. I'm using supreme mathematics, subtraction and addition. Thing between Ukraine and Russia, some are still enlisting. It's fictitious corporations, armed forces, and its mission. Not problem solving, but multiplying. Issues in a cult-like fashion. People in bulk dying instead of us unifying. You rather talk slick through an iPhone screen. Disrespectful with the comments with our own memes. Mentality, reality, you cry, moan, scream. Personalities of a Mach 5 drone or clone beam. Wait till y'all out with this next cyclone bring. The Queen Mother's throne king. I'm more enlightened now that I've dropped you. This might shock you, then again it might not. Yet I opt to. You move like how a cock do. I will think outside the box you to stop you. What's the savage to the sacred? You like average, basic. Need more than your talent and apps to come back with this creative. Deflate the hatred. I give love. If it's not reciprocated, no love lost. Straight my natural state is. And I'm not yet in my prime, y'all. This rhyme's called Angel's Language, Devil's Dialogue. You hear the firewall, the final call. It's your time to fall, my lighter. Blind them all. Let's not I be single with no further ado. I bring to you, live and direct, myself, Tiger that son, Kingo, doing my thing too. So,
I'm gonna throw it away.
Just know, I remember everything. And I'm coming for anything they owe. For sure. I teach you up.
How you gonna eat that?
It went from he say, she say, that she heard, he heard. It's sea level, not sea curve. Bass travel, reverb. This a proverbial preverb. Cheap talk versus deep words is either be cool or be nerds. We were both before.
I'm about to go ham.
I defer. I fought to keep her.
I was asleep.
I prefer. Ended up in prison.
I was reading. I fell asleep.
My children grow. Once my sentence finished,
I'm gonna read some things. I'm gonna break something down. You see the thumbnail?
With vision, ambition of a freedom without state or religion. My mission, get the youth including my sons to listen. The 5D ascension we will bring into fruition. This through due diligence, unity, discipline.
Are you blind? That's why you can't see in front of you.
Superstition between right and almost right. Know the difference. Learn from my lessons. Don't produce poor decisions. I done did the gang bang. My last cycle was gang gang. What was meant to kill me, birth a new me. Now I brain bang to brain change. Skip the sweatless shortcuts. Educated ignorance began steps to the short bus. Planned Parenthood was meant to abort us, but a parenthood that's planned is intended to reward us. was fruit of her womb. And a man's glory to hell with a vaccine and a damn mandatory. No one's coming to save me. I gotta stand up for me. Plus they're not gonna give up the land for free. The agenda is simple. Upgrade the simulation. Keep us distracted through sensory stimulation. If you fear mongering, then slim you faking. Tell a live vision with that film you making. I turn my gang signs into mudras. Alignments, the assignment. I expose you. Buddha set fire to your chapters, verses, ayats, and surahs. When it's all over, I'ma give a big hoorah. Nah, I mean amen, cause that's who I is. Sooner or later, you'll realize that I'm is. The time is now.
God damn. Don't say that, my boy. Oh, shit. Woo, amen. That is, that was high. Woo, shit. Anyway, what's going on, y'all? Every time, like, I went to sleep for about 2 hours, right? Well, napping and shit. I was sweating my ass off. I was working out, y'all. And I haven't even taken a shower. And I woke up, I was laying on the bed, on my back. And I was like, you know what? I had a dream. And I was like, you know what? Let me just drop this motherfucking bomb. But first I want to read a little something from The Complete Guide to Astrology. Now, you know, I always grew up and I was always told I was Gemini. I don't believe in astrology. But I know some things. These are mapped out based on the certain months that people are born. Now, there's a month when nobody's born. But actually they are. But the month's not counted. Do y'all recall that month when I laid it out? So anyway, in order to undo everything, you must do the opposite of everything or push something other than, and you must condition the people. Okay? So, there are people who know me. I got to say this on Facebook. No, I used to mention the word Gujar, right? Gujar. And they used to be like, man, what is you talking about? Especially the guys who think they're smart, you know. And I used to be like, y'all keep calling them Ashkenaz. That's a stolen identity. These people are the true warlike people. This is that hidden people because nobody paid them no attention because they were insignificant. Now you see them in every lane. Now their numbers aren't great because the majority are converts. And most of the people on those lands, they know who we are. Now, I've traveled. I've been all over South America, did that, Middle East, numerous times. It's funny how I come back. I never really had no debate and argument, except for idiots on Facebook who didn't know nothing, who were just trolling. Trolls, to me, are like pedophiles. I'm serious. They are. They'll be the ones they get caught. Oh, I didn't do that. That's not me. That's not my. Isn't this your number? Isn't you? We were conversating with you. Yeah, you know what? I was going to get them and I was going to straighten them out. No, you're a pedophile. You done probably raped a few children. Like I said, I don't do the dark web, but I've heard some erroneous, real stuff. I mean, you know, I saw the video with a cartel member put the baby in the microwave. I watched that. I've seen other things besides that, you know, in real life. And this all stems from them. Every bit of it, every ounce. What gets me is people don't change. So, you know, as far as Gemini, Sagittarius is we you know. But I'm going to read you what they have here. And this is the closest to the truth I could find. Now, they didn't do this out of mistake. We wrote this, but they changed the narrative. We don't worship months. We don't worship our birthdays. That is a form of worship. Happy birthday to you. That's a form of worship. It was never meant to be. We were never supposed to see every year and count our days backwards. It's not supposed to have been. But Gemini, right? It says Gemini spans the 30 degree of the zodiac, as in parallel. The sun transits this sign from about May 21st to June 20th. That means the cycle, which it's off. And Gemini rules the third house of the zodiac, the third house, 33. Gemini, that's why my mom used to smack me upside the head, because I used to always walk around talking about 369, 369, the goose drank, the monkey drank wine, on the heaven. I used to sing all those old, and I used to draw 33 and 666s on everything. When I ground, Rhonda could tell you, I put 666 and circles in front of where I ground at. Because to me, it is the neuron, proton, and not, you know what I'm saying? It is the electron, neuron, and proton. Gemini is a day multiple air sign, and is one, and they call us elementals, is one of two signs ruled by Mercury in his mind, messenger incarnation. This sign symbolizes the twins and is represented by a glyph of twins that are both separate and connected. Has nothing to do with what you think as far as narrative twins. It means you can get the me, and you can get the quiet me. Gemini represents the stage of life when we begin to communicate verbally and to realize both our connections to and our separation from each other, one and the same. Sagittarius is a sign that is in polarity to Gemini. Just as Gemini is the sign of the twins, there are a few gemstones that to be lucky for the sign. Yellow stones are most often seen as lucky, even though the birthstone is green, emerald. Such as agate, citrine, which is citron, which is the original fruit next to the lemon, when spliced together, made the lime. Raises the woman's PSH and our pH. Okay? And amber. It's no surprise that Gemini's lucky metal is mercury itself. And there's three forms. And we're not talking about the toxic one. Gemini is associated with the chest, lungs, nervous system, arms, and shoulders, elemental. Gemini is the thinker and symbolizes the mind, voice, and communication. Their inner life is curious, observant, often scattered, and may be highly strung. Geminis are seen as social and verbally expressive, but sometimes manipulative and duplicitous. John F. Kennedy, Donald J. Trump, Paul McCartney, Prince, and Bob Dylan were all born under the sign of Gemini. It's nothing great. What it alludes to, if you've listened to Bob Dylan's music, you know what it's talking about. Paul McCartney, exact thing. And what he had to say about the king. And as far as politicians, John F. Kennedy, he changed quick. He was an Irish Jew. And Donald Trump, you already know where he stands at. And I believe, honestly, though he plays the gambit, because he's a businessman, he knows how to hustle, swindle, and deal, if you know what I mean. Don't take nothing at face value, but don't be dismissive. I'm not into politics, but there is a credo in my dreams where there are those who want to change things, but they know they must skip to Malou or walk very lightly. So I was going through a bunch of them. I'm actually gonna take a day when I have y'all tell me your zodiac, the signs for the month that they apply to zodiac. Which zodiac is another narrative. I can get into the etymology. I'm not about that. These Gujars are a very sick group of individuals. They created war with everybody, and everybody joined together and beat them. So what did they do? They retreated and regrouped. There was peace again. It's not that they didn't have a way to get to weapons and bombs, or, they had that knowledge, but they had to subjugate. And that's when we get back into around the 1st and 2nd century of this. Remember, there was demons called, they would steal people's children. It was them. They would steal their children, make sacrifices of them, casting, because you got to remember, back then, it was well known about energy transfer. And ergo, some of those children, they slept with. That's why in the Talmud, it states, even up to 80 years old, can marry a 3, 4, and 5, and can anally have sex with a young boy. He would not lose his virginity, and he would still be a man. This is a perversion. Now, there are some writings about lepers. I'll get into that again someday. But what I want to mention here is, if you can make people believe that you're a righteous people and do all kind of evils, and those people accept it, how hard do you think it is for them to turn around and change face? Especially when a lot of them partake in it. Now, you never saw people molesting children until after the Vietnam, or right around that time. It never happened with our people, nowhere. I don't care what a book may say and everything. That is to inoculate you and convince you of something other than, to make you believe without truly knowing in a lie. And then ergo, you think you know based on what they scribe the script. We are very well that they were no leaders. That's why they had to push white supremacy. They weren't nothing. The melanated man and woman did rule, and I don't mean with an iron fist like you see right now. We ruled this earth. We created damn near everything. I don't care if your pale skin's feel somewhere. I don't care. I enumerate y'all into our story because you existed. But what they have created is such, not even diversity, such a poison. And if you still calling yourself a Hebrew, you're not really mindful of past. If you forget the past, you're doomed to repeat. What are we doing? And these repeats are very short. They're not long. So what happened to Tartary, which is a slang? It was destroyed. And we did infight. And what was it about? A false sense of power. But how we manipulated into it? Well, if you take black ants and red ants, put them in a jar, they're perfectly fine. They're mitigating, eating each other's whatever, you know? But you shake it once, just like that, and they will kill each other. Now, who was the hand? Remember the hand? For those who get into the movies, the octopus with the long tentacles coming from one body that conspire. These people are sick, y'all. All these platforms they created to watch us wake up. Now, the problem, and I'm not going to give a lot of tea to them, they can't stop this. So they must use a fake government. People are easily paid off, and not everybody in government is a fraud. But how do you decipher? How do you know who is who? I've had enough. I've had a fucking enough. I've had enough of these fake natives. I've had enough of these fake religions. I've had enough of these fake ass costume characters who don't even know the laws, except for that they are taught that they can desert it because of the uniform. They are taught that. And then they're trained. Not trained up to the best, but to be sadists. I am telling you, in order to meet violence, for those who want to meet it, you got to meet it with extreme violence. Yet the other side is, when I speak about love, I know the misinterpretation that happens. Your form of love is the religion, your mammy, your pappy, your brothers and your sisters. How is that working out? That's not love. That's based on ambiguity. Real love is deeper than you can even express. It has really no name. It is about order. And with that, you can accomplish and do all kinds of things, because you won't be with a narrative. You won't be a sadist. You won't be a sicko. You won't be warlike. They fret the day we stand up. The problem is most will not join together. And when they do, it's an assembly of their narrative. Black Power movement, church deacons with guns. Those things downplay the people. And so they look towards that as a remedy, and that they could do it better the next time. That means they don't know the past. That's why they keep repeating the same thing. Okay? When you start walking in your very true gift and gifts, you will start to see these things. These people are nothing but beasts. They're lowest of low. It doesn't matter about what experiments or what genetic, whatever. All that don't matter. That's something they're doing now. I have no problem. I still read the Talmud, not Talmud, but the Tanakh, the Torah. I still read it because I understand it better than most. And I really do. I went to King James Castle. I stood in the bedchambers where he died, where he was murdered. I forget how many poisons. And that was not long after he left here for being here for 5 years, writing down everything because we knew that it needed to be taken a note because we knew that our history would be lost. Isn't that phenomenal? So in the 1500s, really the 500s, when he left here, he went home. And everybody that he had put to the knife, the sword, the gillet, beheaded, was because they were the enemy. Well, they had already manipulated many people. You see the same thing today. But the wonderful thing is many pale skins, many of them are waking up. But what side are they choosing? Because sadly, there is a side. Is the Hawa, the side of real justice, not some fake kangaroo court system, or is the Jannah, the dark side? What side are you choosing? And how much longer must you lament? Look up lament. Because people are having a very hard time oscillating these narratives. Do you know how hard it is to grow up with your mammy and your grandpappy and your grandpappy, your grandmammy and grandpappy, and your mammy and your pappy, and hear them talk hate all the time, work, bust their knuckles, sweat. You learn how to do it and know nothing else other than what's said at that place with the steeple on it and the cross on it. When you're around everybody like you on a land and you are made to believe that you're part Cherokee and this, that, and other, not knowing the truth that your great-grandparents were orphans, or maybe brought up in the cabbage patch, all that means is incubator. See, over in Europe, when everything has stopped, those who partook of it, who had big mouths, who took to the drink, they got rid of them. Once they had conquered the land, they had their soldiers, the Mennonites that would stand on the side, their minions, and they would slaughter all those that worked and helped them. You see that today in some form or another, in wars. But there are many people who are realizing who we are. Not all of them, but many. I had friends who fought in that 20-year war who were holding people so they could be transported to Gitmo, and they would look at these brothers in uniform. Don't you know who you are? Don't you know who we are? Who would have everybody fighting one another? Brothers against brothers, sisters against sisters, sons and daughters against their mothers and fathers, and vice versa. Who would do that? Do you think that is natural? It is dumb. It is dumb. And they call themselves Jews, and they are not. The synagogue of Satan is nothing but, in its literal meaning, it means pure evil. That's all it means. But how did we get free? Who did we free ourselves from? To crush the Egyptian period and to walk into the period of Tartaria, the greater Tartaria, where everybody moved as one. Were we that powerful that we became that gullible and we let our guards down? Now, they were a great nation. Don't get it twisted. Who remembers me reading all those wars in Arthur Koestler's 13 Tribes? And then when they all of a sudden, for 500 to 1,000 years, just went missing, or was that added on? It stated that in the book. And here we are. And people are literally fighting and killing based on religions. Weak men believing women should be covered and all this because they become perverse. The women being silent because they've seen too many of their loved ones murdered, arranged marriages, First of all, marriages are sacrilege. They're not even real. And everybody got married because we were conditioned to do it. I knew my marriages weren't meant to be. But I did them to appease the ladies. We sacrifice a lot, brothers. And then we become the ultimate sacrifice. And our plight as melanated men go very unheard by these false doctrines and communities. When will they wake up and rise above the occasion of ignorance? You can't wait on them. That's like all these people changing statuses, this, that, and the other. Who in the world is running around to change their statuses other than our people? Who in the world are running around claiming different identities other than who they truly are? Well, how can you know if you don't want to listen, right? Right now, all around the world, you see the lower self of everybody. You see the Maasai. You see them wearing red, the women with the clay in their hair. It's beautiful and it's meaningful. It doesn't mean it wasn't done before, but ceremonial has become a way of life. Tell me that's not backwards. Ceremonial has become a way of life. Not for all, but for many. Then there's the competition. The blacks in America always being pitted against the blacks in Africa. It's not even a true statement. It's like saying two dead groups of people fighting each other for death as we cast a spell by calling ourselves everything other than what we are. We are definitely not African. Far from it. We are a special people. A deliberate people. Not exoteric, but a real people. It's funny how the world runs around when we have these books on inventions of all these great inventions we made. And the world is unaware of this. So you remember when Africa, they're talking about the guy in Kenya who wanted to make the car, and now they're talking about making this and that. Everything we've done, it used to be everywhere. Let me pull this up. Whew, man, they got list after list. I'm just going to read this. Air conditioning unit, Frederick M. Jones, 1949. Almanac, the fucking almanac, Benjamin Binneker, 1791. Auto cutoff switch. What would we create the auto cutoff switch in 1839 if we did not create the vehicle? Granville T. Woods. Auto finishing device, George Cook, 1899. Baby buggy, William H. Richardson, 1889. Biscuit cutter, Alexander P. Ashbourne. Blood plasma bag, Charles Drew. Chamber commode, Thomas Elkins, 1971. No, 1897, excuse me. Clothes dryer, George T. Samples, 1971. Curtain rod, Samuel R. Scroton. Curtain rod supports, William S. Grant. Doorknob, Osborne Dorsey. Doorstop, Osborne Dorsey. Egg beater, Willie Johnson. This is the 1800s. Everything is 18, if not early 1900s. Electric lamp bulb, Louis Latimer. Not the filament, the bulb. Elevator, Alexander Miles. And a couple of girls that were young. I rode on one of the first ones in Thomas Edison's building. 1867, yes. And who in 1867? Remember that book we're reading? Who would need an elevator in 1867? Eye protector, Howell Johnson, 1880. Fire escape ladder, Joseph W. Winter, 1878. Fire extinguisher, Thomas Marshall, 1872. The folding bed, Leonard C. Belly, 1899. Folding chair, Nathaniel Alexander, 1911. Fountain pen, Walter B. Purvis, 1890. Furniture caster, David A. Fisher, 1878. Gas mask, Garrett Morgan, 1914. The golf tee, George T. Grant, 1899. The guitar, Robert F. Fleming, Jr., 1886. Hairbrush, Lydia O. Newman, y'all should know her very well, 1898. The hand stamp, Walter B. Purvis, 1883. Ice cream scoop, Alfred L. Krill, 1897. Insect destroyer gun, Albert C. Richardson, 1899. Ironing board, Sarah Boone, 1887. Boone, Daniel Boone. Keychain, Frederick J. Loudon, 1894. Lantern, Michael C. Harvey, 1884. Lawn sprinkler, John H. Smith, 1897. Lemon squeezer, John Thomas White, 1893. The lock, Washington A. Martin, 1893. Lubrication cup, Elijah McCoy, 1895. Lunch pill, James Robinson, 1887. Mailbox, Paul L. Downing, 1891. The mop, Thomas W. Stewart, 1893. Peanut butter, George W. Carver, 1896. Pencil sharpener, John L. Love, 1897. Record player arm, Joseph H. Dickinson, 1819. Rolling pen, John W. Reed, 1864. Shampoo headrest, Charles Orrin Bailiff, 1898. Spark plug. What would they need to invent the spark plug for? Edmund Berger, 1839. Stethoscope, Thomas A. Carrington, 1876. Straightening comb, Madam C.J. Walker, beautician, 1905. Street sweeper, Charles B. Brooks, 1890. Phone transmitter, Granville T. Woods. But they always want you to think about Morse code, right? Thermostat control, Frederick M. Jones, 1960. Traffic light, Jared Morgan, 1923. The tricycle, Matthew A. Cherry. Let's go to the next. Holy smack. If this isn't but the lawnmower typewriter, whoo, train alarm, radiator, what? Air conditioning unit. What? The electric cutoff switch. I'm not even gonna read all these. This is a whole different one. You don't even want to know, y'all. You listen. Oh yes, you do. Aeroplane propeller, James S. Adams. Biscuit cutter, coin changer. Rotary engine, the rotary engine, Andrew J. Beard. The car coupler for the trains, Andrew J. Beard. The torpedo discharger, the disposable syringe, the home security system, Maine Brown. The corn planter, cotton planter. The horse bridle bit, horseshoes, fucking horseshoes, Oscar E. Brown. The lawnmower, typewriter, train alarm, image converter, the image converter, Google it. Okay? And that's geocaruthers. For radiation detector, automatic fishing reel, ice cream, Alfred L. Krell. Water quality algorithm, Doll Avant. Mold printing press. And who stole the printing press? The fake Jews. The envelope seal. Okay? Laser fuels, pressure cooker, window cleaner, pencil sharpener, fire extinguisher, shoe lacing machine. I remember that. Lubricators, rocket catapult, traffic signal, hairbrush. That means we should, yeah, you already know. Super absorbent polymers, Headling furnace, airship, the blimp, J.F. Pickering, airship, the blimps. So you would think that when they write these books and they're talking about blimps, they would allude to the fact of who created the fucking blimp. The airships. Wasn't no fucking Hindenburg and all. That was a misnomer to destroy the history and to remove it while still letting it be commercialized for their fake ass currency. The cellular phone, Henry Sampson. The automatic gear shift, Joseph W. Smith. Richard B. Spike, excuse me. The urinalysis machine, Dewey Sanderson. Horse riding saddle. Piano, the player piano. Oh my goodness. The motor, J. Gregory. The gas burner, the kitchen table, the bicycle frame, the wrench, the defroster, Frederick M. Jones. I'm skipping over some because this is air conditioning unit, two cycle gas engine, rotary gas engine, the motor, starter generator, refrigeration controls, clothes dresser, bottle caps, electric lamp, hydraulic shock absorber, water generator. Listen to this, stair climbing wheelchair. That's right, Rufus J. Weaver. Oh my goodness. The relay instruments. The telephone system. Granville T. Woods, not fucking Bell. Electromech brake. The galvanic battery. Electric railway system. Granville T. Woods. The roller coaster. Granville T. Woods. The auto air brake. The helicopter. Paul E. Williams. The helicopter, Paul E. Williams. The Sandy phone, super soaker, blood plasma. Pacemaker controls. The Garance missile, space shuttle retrieval arm, programmable remote controllers, video commander, multi-stage rocket, Adolf Shems, potato chip, GPS, Gladys West, a female. There's many more. If we was to have them to get the fuck out of here, they wouldn't be able to take shit. That's just two I read. And there's plenty more, y'all. Holy shit. Yeah. So what's the relationship between the fake ass Jew and the so-called, they want to call Nick, you ain't a Negro. James Baldwin said, I am not your Negro. We are not black. Fuck Umar Johnson. Fuck all those worthless motherfuckers using black, negro, negroid. Niger was a real term. But when you add a double G with these unethical, uneducated motherfuckers, what do you get? The whole curriculum of the education system was built around them. Are y'all aware of that? How do you expect highly intellectual, intelligent people to recognize dumb shit and then to live in a world of it? It's confusing and conflicting. I don't want to get into the TV with the bulb, the optics being reversed. So when are people going to snap out of it? And now there's people telling me, yeah, there's people doing videos talking about the Gujar. Man, I told you 15 years ago, I don't know when Facebook first came out, I discussed it. I did a post and everybody said, that nigga done went crazy. Is he smoking crack or was it his brother? I'm like, nigga, I was a drug dealer. What the fuck? Tried it one time and the shit, I don't like it. It's up, I could never, because I guess it was because my father shot coke. I just couldn't. I hate caffeine. I hate anything that makes me go zoom. I don't like sugar. And what do? They sit there with their fake ass dollar, knowing they ain't touched one, in positions. And then we listen to foolish, and I'll call them Negroes, black motherfuckers. That's all I wanted to say. I hope that was eye-opening. I didn't feel like going downstairs and getting the Black Inventors book. I hate the term black. I even put tape over it. Because we're not black. We're not Negro. We ain't anything but the motherfuckers that created this world. And everything's stolen by those fake-ass thieves. And what are they doing right now? Poisoning the fucking world. Who was that made the statement? If the world found out who he was, they would raise Cain. They're going to find out one way or the other. And most are. Why do you think all them beautiful Hindu women and Arabs and Filipinos, why do you think they want to be with us? They look at the other women, our women, they're going, what's wrong with y'all? Because they're not combative. And we treat them like queens. We should be doing that with our own sisters. But our sisters need to recognize a few things. Who both of us really are. And then the men don't have to beat on the women. That's who they were. Otherwise, Frederick Douglass would have never mentioned it. It was never our way. Until the fucking 60s. Well, yeah, I went to sleep, that's why I didn't read. I was tired. But I knew if I woke up, especially I wanted to go to a certain place in a dream, and I couldn't get there. And I saw all this shit, and I was like, oh, let me say what needs to be fucking said. Put their face on Front and Center Street. All right? Herbo, Rondo, T. Wriggles B, Crazy Yo, yeah, the Blimp, yes. I am Baby Girl Slaughter. What's going on, beloveds? Herbo, Mr. C, what's going on, beloveds? How y'all doing? Big Pontiac, what's up? What's going on, beloved? I hope that was informative. Much respect, beloved. Thank you, T. Wriggles B. All y'all, thank you. I didn't think anybody would come on. That's why. Andy Rilla, what's going on, mi hermano? What's going on, beloved? Original Lone Wolf, much love. What's up, beloved? I hope that was informative, as short as it was. You get tired when you walk around. When I went out today and I'm walking around these people, they actually had their head down. A lot of them. And I was like looking at them like, hold your head up. We're different. I definitely am. But we are different. You need to be mindful of that. You need to know these things. I don't care how you learn, but you need to know these things. We don't have to beat up on our parents and greats, those who failed us. We don't have to use the term failed us, which they did. But there were reasons that we cannot be complicit. We can never understand. I know. Like I said, my great-greats and great-great-greats and great, they killed a whole lot of pale skins and some niggas. Yes, they did. It's in my blood anyway. Otherwise, I would have been marching with the guardian angels, unarmed, getting shot at and stabbed and all that other shit. Still whooping ass, you know. I wouldn't have joined the military, boxing, and everything else. We grew up in a violent era, those of us who come up through the 60s and 70s. Very violent. But that can manipulate and cause not just PTSD and all kind of different traumas that could work outwards, not only inwards. We were strong. Why are we not strong now? I hope that was informative. Something to sleep on. I'll see y'all in the AM. Appreciate y'all. You know, I get to get my morning workout and walk and all that, and then I'll see y'all asses. Come in here half breathing, half dead. But gotta do what I gotta do. See y'all in the AM. Appreciate you taking the time. And it ain't gonna hurt you. You can donate. It's fine. It'll be fine.